aso na Nana Obiri Boa Sports Arena ehona ekoso enti na me adom on the 3rd to 4th of April 7 a.m. prompt na fe ya de hyehyɛ so na bibia nso atimi aye kama pa enti yebeba na later yababo team na omu compete no so ama fancy di Maria
wo me da say Supreme Yemre Amuzu P sponsored Amuzu P herbal mixture question of the day infection a drone eno ni would used to be able infection bia babia so your banner so your bema no wadro no ari abejo Amuzu P ediano na I see him say is Mohamed Salah the best foreign to have played in the EPL? Is Mohamed Salah the best foreigner? Is Mohamed Salah the best foreigner to have played in the EPL? Ayaka foreign players from about Premier League in Mukwa. Mo, I the best foreigner. Our Premier League na Maunsano Pena Gabriel Agbola was say were far the best 4 attackers ever. Our Premier League in my own see Ronaldo and Cajon, but Salah wom to be one for Church of Madrid.
Agbola ho no. Oro pa mo be no be boy
what be that
omo asumuni e kra okruma Agbola ho say Ronaldo count.
Why? First for Ronaldo count. If you are kwesi 10 and this see Ronaldo bebam dia.
We did not
and then ho dey say ho dey no I don't know.
Well, Ghana fortune be the way Benji fancy serious the best amount the rest and no no and so at the abane so refer to Mohamed Salah. Pedro say yes or no and so at the Ebema Mohamed Salah. Nanaya Casti and so chess and not at all couple. No Nanaya messenger what they about could friends for the royal fancy and no and some adway abide on some no at the home B say after Ronaldo I think Salah is the best amount the rest and no and some messenger what they about way Mr. Junior say maybe and no and I drink share and some and what they about way Justice Yankee was say yes looking at numbers Okitano and also say no doubt were the best our league num and also at the about Emmanuel and Quenin say he's once the best and no a message no and so they about where Zito V Newton say yes couple are the best of all time and no one also refer to Mohamed Salah and what they about Victor Godley say today is my birthday Victor and your happy birthday to you Manu was after Ronaldo Salah and they're the best said in Monsomo can humble lion say I think so fancy and I feel way Mia Matilda was say yes and crepa
Warner Dennis in team say yes Mo Salah the best foreigner one boy Premier League a man Redo was say yes 100% and what to buy and I know Kunsu Krom say no when I catch us say Mo Salah the best foreigner just ordinary general and so a day abana way and so a day Eric Yakumbu say Salah one them say I was a day man because Jumana Kwai and so ababe Premier League in man worship and mo and so at the end and my main fa I am a Betway a quote emana enko foreign and so emray na and I'm I have 4 quotes I want to say matches for her and a World Cup qualifiers so omo playoff no Europeans no omo yes BW48 7FE 373 and yes 13 O's and BW48 7FD AC4 4CA Mr. 4CA for BW48 7FD 4CA and there 9 O's and BW48 7FE 686 8 O's and our last code BW48 7FE 9AE
for good. I remember a green light now. enso my na otwi mu na yehia eyipa
I didn't hear because
red me stop stop yes yellow kura bananke we say
stop here
oh red no stop here achepa jesenka yellow no so born ni kaka nanka green here dem but most an op yellow no so kaka
and say get ready
go green be ba see greens
green means almost say go and go
sir
that green means go and go into the green so and I will go woman are so day from the opposite lane say on also red no one you know banana so green so to go and go now green means go when the road is clear
nti emu na ho a
opedi
menko
as all you go and go
green means I own my right
to the go and go
and all that
go na care about go and go you
o ma kire enu okay hey, when you see a traffic light,
there is something you should know. Okay, poor baby, when I was a poor man, my family didn't know me. When I was a rich man, my family wrote me letter. Go and tell my family, still I am a poor man.
Still I'm a poor man.
Poor man, yeah, Ojama.
It is you when you be so still more dingy.
I won't pay so baby.
Currently.
Now be some phone few.
Na me your mobile me shall we to me na me nka obi a wano please Charlie please Fancy yeah
Bishop Chose me nchia man
oh okay Bishop
yeah
just one pay Bishop ya just
one say by now akọ radio consultant so be radio anu akọ no wa check be also
yeah
boys na mo be say mo radio na bi a wa ma mo guidelines
guidelines mo faso
on say na Jemfi na ba ha be talk show
na boss yeah
and one other man be so be kai hinema radio that time na hinema Obraman Kontwema
okay
2007 8 asana no okay kabo therefore no hinena na chase
okay
obi onu no bia am say no or promise na o yerpa
oh okay
hinena na chase bia no radio no so ntimi nya
wow
hinena na chase mu ani na Jemfi mu wo mo pan o hinena no ba power o
tete no a power no mu pia and then they say no my
wo say na me na
I crowd me the bonnet
na mafo de say we abro bi be scratch am abedwa
hey we feel more easy
yeah kwaba wo still live on Wontumi TV digital satellite live on Wontumi 101.3 FM so we also and it and virals and alphabet house Facebook aya Wontumi 101.3 FM and our YouTube aya Wontumi TV live foreign ebre and also yakwaba latest ebe mo fan chame a bit under the weather yakwaba na ide dia kan nyina so dia mana bibia kam ana
oh da bibia
na phones na me say bia wife send a message
bibia
bibia
no wasa we kwa na mishkata na mishu
okay me so phones so tira na abachi
bibia no wasa
sara ko mo ko foreign right na ya meto aso
Vashika Angwa Juma no you Yami Wohoda Se Uji Didia Obeya Juma Sachre no you Yami Wohoda Se Uji Didia Obeya Juma Ye bompaye Shamachi Shra Yehuwa Ilahenu Yehuwa Ekat We Ahata Et Yehuwa Elohika Bika Luvika Uvika Naveshika Uvika Miyodika Tode Yashak in English in the name of Jesus amen
Just on foreign the ama yet your phone ya share for live on the show now on himself baby ba ko pa na won sa no pay no you start Party and some free annual announcement about over for the Mohamed Salah so at a banner pay. So we will be out to me monitor and Jumari and Faris Wontumi. Yes, sports bite at the morning. So Bama, I want to say, Musala officially announcement. No, say your bodies will soon. And you're so about to assume and some Yama Kalaba. Your father said Liverpool Manchester. I won't come on the Akanino and some Manchester more. Ayobia. The video I'm a kind of petrol say. Well, post to a kind of video. One from message beyond to Solomon. I had a video and one just a message and also our brother be just Namia support to Liverpool. One supporters and be the teammate touches one more almost maybe a come. I have Santo Man and Roberto. I have Femino, Amazon, Toby on the boy Biano. Now just one some that's our following in Swasi. Now Salah Jotum Samuntino and Elias Oba alone Amateur Media after 9 years and some more Liverpool player. You found some more and you'll be on and some now can all video number be or tonight. One some narrow contia and one Casana cabinet, not just a sense of on the ball and some Liverpool awards out and just a titles out individually. One of some and just Annes and Yama. One of some ones are coming and just a more so theatre and some couple. Watching out Mosala but a Richard meal Aramo bra. Men can answer because boys and some ya number top pressure and some Aramo because Rafona that I have $1 million. Uyan was Sanyaba down. Ebia Mosala Nani and Amudiano. Yani attacker say I have 6 figures. You can 6 figures now from $100,000 and you could see the $900,000 or so and no just more else I will be me ya. What is some other record in the future any day and some other Montewa Brano Peno. You know some other after telling another man community. What was that can say? Tema about some more apostles have video no yes what you can catch Liverpool for say said you about Liverpool supporters let's see at the so now amaya dana afana na kuma muno dodo so kan nyina say one train man come say be a club no posti and say no add the message at the abanamo muno one no so we can posti and no a sign of respect at just one player you find Mosala and Edema Club you find Liverpool almost supporters and intero what so kind post and send later sa club no crown so the money aba woman somebody about announcement na by ni no yes say odika ask aye permission and some no and some no post out of respect or and my supporter sentinel come as more and some other video ni no and some about bonte na German can say come say more elkoi I will be able to say mama sal elkoi say for free and kwadia and Saudi Arabia for no report to me and say anya Sunday woman some nabanya Salah because German can say yara some our clubs will be our Europa woman to the abasa Salah one young say kra Salah enyen we na mom aya born Liverpool for no bono and some na enshadanfa na sa come say be more edutum say woman say stay our Europa dia German can you say clubs no be and some nabasa woman Mohamed Salah and some aya juma and no Salah ebiam no when say German can say and you man cross so last year and a slot and yakwatai as an amateur drama so boy the canning some pain one friend and tomat now coach so the Canada and I don't quite and what to bench a year what the manager I'm drama so pa and I just will be putting on Moshe now sending my crossing yes back December last year and you man just a celebrate ya granted interviews what do you into a bench and Sunday morning Emmanuel can say division and so by not just a locker room I can say one dressing room emu chemienu also omo pe Mohamed Salah sam and omo shara nya dan also na ru yakra no yeso oni Milos Kekesh omo fadan fo pa woni boys ni bi aye free pa ni ade amache se mo chemienu nai nei wo bia o ba bi ono so ewo na Liverpool for no so se omo sha serata amache so mo so po replacement ade ma aye player ye fani Mosala na so oyo bia wo time monitor jumadi a also na kan dada say wa bla Salah omo po replacement Yamano, Mabaka, Ayamaki, Lisa, Mo, latest, and some Anopenuchi, Wabakai, Agbi, Leipzig, Amopoina, Yafono, Jean Diomande, and also Medelliniano, and some Ayabalua Pufono, and Probia Mosala Jumano, one of some Nabatu and the Kema. Now, latest, I want to say, Club be a player, almost say, Ebi Akademi, one of Nabatu Yabaya Mo, and Jumano Diamo Mubiano, Liverpool contacted a class no movie, Ebusasa Biano, Ebiama Kodai, a Quentin Ho, now Quentin also at times, and some Anam Commano or Tendentiana Yanga, Amachasa, Sound Commano, Liverpool for some anti. Now I brought more Ebaque, Sana Casino, Womu Sensina, Federico Chiesa, one of some Abaco, Joe Gomez, and some other two, and what you catch is Jones, Ayobia, report Caminiano Swano, and some other free club. Your fans are Liverpool, Alco, Anna Player, your fans are Alison Becker, one of the goalkeeper, about Konamono, Becker, and I have Virgil van Dijk, Adriano, Woman Ram, near Canasa, woman last contracted a season, and so any artist I know. Yelim Sabia, Alison Becker, and Van Dijk, Everton yesterday, beyond I had this season, Serino, and some Ayaka through, and some Atabana Omwa. One say I was Liverpool Pushana, one see I statue, animal player, your first Mosala Ninano, wouldn't some commoner across society be a better Sabia more, I had the greatest ever foreigner, our Gracie, I Premier League Nana, and Panabiania, Camp Sabia the contest, say Yabaka Sabia the greatest ever. What bought a Premier League Ninsua? You bet me Eddie Amamo and some name all the Dawa. Liverpool team and Casano. You bet me Yaka, Sabia Mo. I am the greatest. I am player and I question Panamon and Subusa. Na Encomodiano Muno, Anna Gabro Agbolaho, also Bakai Gabrola. We also Juma our Premier League Nimupe. Na Gabro Agbolaho and was say, you want to say, Sha Mono and Swano Ayagbolaho. Ranke Ayana attackers. Our fan Sam your Premier League best ever. Aya forwards. Omo Premier League na. Was it Ronaldo and Cahill? Nah, the first four. The most working in understand about Bobo, Ebia Ryan Gexenum, and Yalan Shera Num, and Mohamed Salah Num, but I'm sorry, and I see Ronaldo, and you know Ronaldo, yeah, and the most Salah, two people, our junior pass the top four, and ya attackers of all time ever, our Premier League, more, everyone, see Ronaldo, and some Enkeho, Yente Gabriel Agbolaho.
If I go for my top four, Ellie, I'm probably saying, listen, we've had some unbelievable players, haven't we? Cantona, Keane, Lampard, Gerrard, De Bruyne. But I think I have to go Thierry Henry first, and just behind him, Alan Shearer. Then I'm probably going Rooney third. I'm probably going Salah in fourth position, Ellie. I'm putting Salah ahead of Giggs for me.
Giggs has won 13 titles.
Yes, but also Giggs has scored 109 goals in 632 games. Salah 191 goals in 323 games. I'm going attacking wise there, Ali. You know what I mean? I'm forgetting how like Lampard, Premier League great, Gerrard, Premier League great. I'm just going Kevin De Bruyne. I'm going off like attackers that I love to watch because I was attacking myself. Thierry, Rooney, Shearer, Salah. If I go for my top four, Ali, I'm probably saying
Red fan Gabriel Agbola former striker Villa one team and I'll say a dinner exceptional Emmanuel penalties and the top four attackers of all time ever Premier League anymore. When can places your Henry number one afei what a just running num Abba Salah no money a day just and ya say Ronaldo ebetium Alan Shearer num you know I just will place a just a Salah I off a your phone Ryan Giggs. I mean, no, I just an summer. One of some area to Gabe Shadamo, Boise, I say, Masana Bola on a crown of Bon Wobon, yes, and was Bona Ronaldo, and some other food top four attackers of all time when you be on Udumajumani. I just had a question of Boise Libino, one some Nabisana Udum say, Liverpool Forest reporter, and a slot, and the other Pamono, and a Denda, and you're the same coach, and the last season, Premier League, you know. na this is a new maybe na si ama aya Liverpool for omantimi anya contenders ama Premier League no na answer na bibi besi o so busa se de na ba na aya new bebre ana mo keka mo a enom asi aya manager bi akra na to na nka bi aban na no ankanya kra Liverpool club no mpa for no tiri bi say wo tiri ba say one place no mo proper enom dey dey ka NFL 2 wo tiri pa say mo Salah nyoma ba ya ama chasa local room emu champion no na no som account ana bi am no umpo obi a ya ba start a season na ba to gasa wo mo anka som teammate I for Jogo Jota wono som akwane krachi a chasa akwana no ni wo ya pa Saudi car benya accident ya be tom Lamborghini o ya wo hia enye yenu nua mo nyina ma hye dwere na enom ana nya sunsan so bone our club no so a enam som ana koba sa wo mo so season aya bibia ho ntinai wo mo contribute san yo mani nyina dema eno crown a chesa ma aya Liverpool for the season we no enya man hye na nkose de wo se enam enso asikwa ye de aya update ana de aka ni nyina no enso ante abana Manchester juma no wonum sa Michael Carrick as of now wo busa aya Man player bi asa why ana be so coachy aya Manchester United players no from A to Z wo bi aba catch us some Carrick ankoso nya juma no enti Carrick de aba san ke bi ava votina ka numbers ankobenya bi pa na Manchester for no so ma dwen say wo mo mpeso mo be rush o mo mpre na o mo twa am ya wie season kura na afei wo ma trase asese e bi ase de season start ya nyoma nkoye Michael Carrick ba mo no o mo asese ha one game a week and e bi aso mo qualify Champions League and I say Europa man you ko Europe na wo mo bo e bi 2 games in a week anya bi asem ana coach no e be sia fair na anya bi anom na mfe no emu day say bi obetumi abot 2 games a week say bi a obetumi abot 10 matches within by 2 weeks na just anu shopa na ehonum ana jamesa kan sa Emma Luis Enrique abam ana Julian Nagelsmann abam coach so many kan chese wo mu din any kan beto kan nyina no Manchester for limited to 2 per wo mu ana betumi ya compete aya Michael Carrick na Luis Enrique kwade wo mu nyai because jamesa kan sa when Paris Saint-Germain wo mu ko wo mu dia abobesa coach no stante adama aya PS no report amenya no pen so ma din kom amadrache until 2031 and a manager for the San Luis Enrique one of the say Adiama Paris Saint-Germain one to me one Sam Comono out for now and no I said the best yako our brown something now no yet for Mankukuraya one didn't come on now Munipa Enzo Fernandez and Adia on Quadia was sent Obatana was unim Yasam Madrid airports I unim the Obaya Aka 8 matches and Adanamia anyway was said about 2 gaso I am misinterpretation and I be my some now okay no woman coach and G one wasam now crano what that's what Chelsea what that's what great club no over bo and you meant to na ya Kukuraye Musro Sebia Mubada so na Mubate yes Enzo Madrid abefano ko anyabian ebomu and also WWE not at all a momu kra na amodia no woman you know cause for Juman some Adiama club na Serbia abemania some I fine Adiama team no peno and non defina so ye and some that by our show so who some nyina no ye de ema ye quality come Madrid report amenya say Cookie and your captain Cookie so asompa wo kai Gabi Fernandez Gabi nom na o cap wo the announcement aba say Koke Abasal one more season ama bobokua ya fano Atletico Madrid au Metropolitano etiye season we ya nyame ya duma next season no ayade ya Koke ebebo ensom ade ama Atletico de Madrid eno ay announcement ampere fano so dia ba ya de update ni na tema no pay me be checho say Barcelona for say Julian for sesika no am ready say 100 million euros amonsom ade be kona Dominican try up front na chese omudi kentua ye kendia good table so dead baza and confirm just come bia na bia Champions League na into say Barca ya kono say come ni woman bia kakra tiskane bana omudi kentua kakra na kan bia add-ons bia wo ba wo je obam ye je title we bia La Liga nom and Champions League and the additional amount abeso so na mani nyina no ensom aye 100 million ho ana asɛm no wɔn say Jaminya no sɛ Barca busa Atletico Madrid sɛ anyabia no sɛ ɔmo ka so ɔmo de Ferran Torres ma Atletico na ɔmo bɛgye Julian Alvarez akɔ na ɔmo de 50 million euros aso so a Atletico ɛbɛgye ana ɔmo so na sɛ Simeone deɛ no wɔn na di dwa a yɛma wo ɛyɛ David Villa wo de ne gye La Liga ana nam yɛsɛma Luis Suarez usan de ne gye La Liga yɛma Ferran Torres ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔbɛsa gye league no because abere bi ɔmbɛhyepe player ɛnso ɛdeama no bia especially nipa no yɛ attacker coach no atoa so ade G League and said you ɔde David Villa ɛde Luis Suarez no wɔn gyiri ɛba sɛ Ferran Torres ɛbɛyɛ same ɛde amale to control the Torres ɛne 50 million euros ɛne munjɛ na monfa Julian Alvarez ɛmayɛ yes, I let you go for say you demon pen for that time or devil and come to Spanish everything come by and come on connect you no mo sia kwada no sika no nti sema ready dia momra a chesane nyina ne yankoma hodo a eno so akoso no we fa no se deko sa no pe me catch us Barcelona be busy nyame ya ma des sama na ye wie season na dia Barca for be so mo ye ne se wo mo se pa no da fullback no wo mo pobia no qualities e se João Cancelo ni nyina no se Cancelo obi obotu but na se also no emergency obo aye 3 na se left back and some arma mutim no ana chese chiro nso de wo mi o pampe na sanu man e koso nyina no enum ana ma report amemi nya no say Barca for no wodiri sa wo mu nya obi am say the qualities ara sa kwatana ya for say João Cancelo ababua amani man som aye fere e de ama club no wo mo som abakwa ni musadie wo mo som esipe no wo kai akwadana e for sa aye Noalang awon Netherlands am camp also kwaya surgery nensa no won no ba Anfield ebe prayer me ka say nensa ya te a chesem essence hwani e ma omukwa no surgery na boy ne no ne nkomo be di ye chese esre kwa ne say no du Netherlands no na obi aka wansem na unu ya won satia kapo akoda no say ai nensa no surgery no course ayo okay pana sa nkantan kitwa bi na ewo advertising board na chi no wo say very sharp ono na nkode ne say som na nka watimi agina na wasa ba page no so na wode ne say som wona show adini twa no sa han me ka se sanka bo we kokko na akabo kamadi beto na unu ya de bo na wan fa mo bia na wonu ade bo no ko go kick anu ko pra no so ahano na nko besam ogina because no quite chirano no anu sem omaya man bibia kama bat de hana pa no say na ontimi mfa mo TV game chese kokromotini fa na nkode ba bo game no kokromotini na yaye ne surgery abanda jama ekutu enti ontimi mfa mo TV game ana biem ko washroom so na aye diama ne pass obetimi aye ya enti enu nkwa na problem o face na so de nyame adom ya pama de ama wa wo dwe TV game se go for no say na dream ya no because wo no adiye yi free so na nyame adom o mai bibia ka on the TV game na test wo dwe ho ama wo de nsom ade sansam nyina tiapa na report am say kan say Madrid obakaya wo mu si aye Santiago Bernabeu wo mu ya renovation no wo mu kama wiase nyina tese ha omu wia womo pitch ebe retractable na the boss born na nkasa kwasha asase na se wia floor na kanom so bebo jams so be concert obe so NFL na we akro mebo bi say your boxing say your day omo ground e beti we hosti at event apart from say we ya dwuma our pitch no so man pass na e manu nyina no eno so akoso onum say me no ka say womo the announcement abasa nyame ya no tennis edwumadi a eno aye Madrid omo mutu opino abakoso awo Santiago Bernabeu na chasadie wo mu so free Tottenham Hotspur ho on Spurs omo yo stadium area de hu say omo pitch no retractable Anthony Joshua mo ko bout ho ne dia Madrid for yo mo de announcement abase Madrid mutual opino abakoso awo Santiago Bernabeu eno ensom aye kakra free ho eba Mbappe nkoma eba ye eme be di bi ma chesano pay yesend latest by someone say anopano because a player no entourage ana chese emsam omo ye shocked esense now Madrid pa ba bia motifi ni mumuti pa ya durina my doctors a mistake dia Nene manya ni ye crowd. Ahuna na ha dwen no. Say you say the player in question. Enom aye Mbappe ankasa ye kana asem no. Say unum say ne boanyo so crowd. Na ne bo afu pa we dwapa. Say monya diagnosis. Am ye hum aye kotodwena. Bankum ana aye problem no mo kwetwa MRI e woni fa e ya kofa asem say ensom adia bama chese ababa edeja na bono bu ofupa ama me no ka say no sam komode bi akoso aye behind the scenes abeso mo kame aye burn down any adanka de mo kama ti pra no kwai no career and san ka koba say o se bia unia aye surgery ananka kotodoro mako pai ni fa na wa bra ni fa no enya problem bia na mum aye bankum ana no problem ewo ho a chese no amabufo so aba wo mo try say bia akodan no wo mo som abekame ni o ma down ensom ajamano na Real Madrid unum say yes ade avo abelwa etaye say Madrid abobo wie na omu wini sa bono omu dinkunim ewia the following day say omu ba training and say bia recover yes avo abelwa no ankasa na check breakfast ema eye players no pese ebia eye kantifo ya na sempo ebia omu hwe dine so ne ade obi be kita tray now dabi yes manager na ya de a o Castilla no ye and so omu bog game no omu dinkunim ewia wonu ade chepo no na serve breakfast open den ebia cafe open Jenny croissant upebi chese on one chese anyo no and some other man nkoda no wa bra oye and show appreciation and what oye and some other motivating nkoda no chese no aya dia coach no one some aye e team no na latest about say Ronaldo Ronaldo Jr. also oye training no Jaminya no say Tuesday when Madrid under 16 and they are training. Report to America can say one was on money join La Fabrica internal training session so and my Ronaldo Jr. and we see Ronaldo and some other Pelino when Madrid and Quadani training or Basso joining Quadani team now. Your day I get Canino and some report to America say Victor Simon Obianca Barcelona so many Tanepa. Nina Julian Alvarez said your bat, but be a problem story no Ecoso Case personality no and a problem and I'm say na no personality no ada Victor no why day but nanka Barca enya William Alvarez na komuno Simena anka omo papa abata no ya de ba kom say eno tabetimi ha adwene wa brene ema sa move no eno som ema so wa bra wonsam no nyina no ye de ema ye je for eno no pe wa bra dwumadi a ye fa no sports buffet ye de ba shodwak mama Paris Saint-Germain onum say club no wo mo so mo ye bi bia me na wiase recognize wo nti I'm a first aye cafe. Na aye the first Paris Saint-Germain cafe. I'm a be and some I just comes I'll see you and I'll say Mama Konen Yani. Honey ante say bia be so bon cappuccino kakrabo bobo bia croissant ene Samuel man ni nyina no bi so onti Paris Saint-Germain cafe eni Paris omo first ever cafe ni a cheso mo so bia obetimi akwana fe watentam bia boso ana bia check o afa na wo say dia geno so be seko na report am say kan say player ye for the missing grid obi em sa akwana no form pa na omonas game after international break against Monaco and then they say grilled and the accumulation of yellow cards answer with the yellow cards anymore to the other so suspended women's game our French League Champagne and then they say could some to me ball now answer young call a year just a name and some sense and so shock and I'm a Brazil Timino when I'm saying name on a day and I play no me can be Charles Romario woman you know Jabaso on one coordinate abeko World Cup and now they share Ebia Vinicius and Tabenkum Neymar Eshenfifi Rafinha and Dam Diane Faso Nankabia striker be at Denima team by or mine by and was say Obetimine Brazil and DSA will be anyhow now on Romario Robaso Chasa Nano was on your TDA passe 100% or 300% say one more finalist out of the World Cup and air bar Neymar Ebeshem name abako World Cup ni bi wama protected wama respect akura na menei wano so abako World Cup Brazil timi ko World Cup ewa bra name en retire na bakase yema name en komito no Romario di odiri say aye de akura na ababa na sani uma na ekoso beti we say name de wo so kobi nema de wanimu etosini ana dengen fan kwesi wo waya ne sane o maru nyina no yese challenge lot so camp e wo jiri yesa adena nema enya kro wo kwa no oboaw won poso be for ama friendly matches na wo bia betwa no obepra na afei yes nema be mese aye World Cup enya kro no it won Ancelotti pa betimi ahwanyame anim e be ko World Cup e wo da wo nema wo kobi ye no one sign ame wo be kobi but manager no afu say nema no na otu futuro go amanfo ani onya chance bia no odi World Cup won komo wonya chance bia no odi aye selection e won komo se na anu ya no manfo no ene hanom okase hana no oboa ana Brazil dia edana koma so ana social media no so no waya manfo to ayampia ensom adabenti akwense nema nya chance no ka ebia Brazil timu wasema na insight aye social media foi ene chase legends mo bia to futuro ensom adaba no ana Ancelotti empene no ana ne bo enjo so ama ye kase no ene som aye kakra frimo ensom na eba England omo camp no onse Lewis Hall aye akona bia na no ya Newcastle akona sele akona no si bono na onse oyobi ofi Chelsea ana ba Newcastle wanu Thiago Silva mu nyina boy na umia ya adwuma pa na Lewis Hall ana mo busa no se Thiago Silva no osuya bibi no so hwe Thiago Silva time no osuya ni ma pi efre no ho was language na barrier onsa Silva no shada nka aye brofo ni girigiri sabat na ba ku mieri bi ni ade de omutimi kade u commentary ma no suya ade pa aboa no yentie se de Lewis Hall edu komodi afa Thiago Silva ho e wa bro no sunya impact on the career so.
The experience that he's had in the game, he's played a number of games at the highest level, and although he didn't necessarily speak much English, he was so good with me and he always wanted to help me improve. He was obviously playing a lot of games at the time at Chelsea and playing quite regularly for someone of his age, and he was taking time on the training pitch to try and help me out. And I think at the time him along with a lot of other players were always trying to help me improve. And I think whenever you get to play and train with older players, you can always sort of learn a lot from them. And I'm really grateful for everything that they've taught me. Yeah, so much. I think it
just one are grateful no more swearing free just a silver honey two come warning na agena na no we be on say game against Barcelona St. James's Park we must call come you obi e juma kola no boy etia Lamine Yamal and Barcelona team no now obi in the last few weeks we boy Lamine Yamal boy Antoine Semenyonom boy Mo Salah no any juma dia Lewis Hall ayebi pa ana omubusa say especially Lamine Modiano na obi abo abaso send was no so abaso the best I also botia the best and be ma modern bonso apaja Lewis Hall ekasai.
I've always said I think if you want to be the best version of yourself and the best player you can be, you've got to test yourself against the best players. And like you said then, I went through a short time frame where I had a lot of games playing against the top players in the world. And I think that was, you can look at it in different ways. It's obviously a difficult challenge, but at the same time I wanted that challenge and I wanted to test myself against them. I feel like in some games I managed to do that really well, and I think that's made me a better player for it. And I think there's other games where maybe I haven't dealt as well with my opponent, but it's been a learning curve for me, and then that's helped me in other games that I then came on after that. So it's definitely something that I like to do, is playing against the best players. Yeah, I've always said I think if you want to be
the best for the Bessiana Fe, woman so the Tasso and no Louis Hall and Comodina, who call a blue of France, Omo Campa, Medicari Atugasa, woman so Quaco Bomber friendly Sao Juas and the Montesona, moment at Bassa, France for woman could draw Mutum Comoni and Dinning, and all of a sudden, you're Peke, and it's Paris Saint Germain Aquadana, your friend of Bradley Bacola, Aquadano. It is a free now cry. Was some World Cup and was starting our left wing. The net can say on a boy left wing. And Mano Enyo, I'm about so much as a club side the crown. Only say Bradley, Asaba 2, I deserted way. And France of one of so much as Bradley Bacola, ever starting matches. Our World Cup no more. Not deserted way, you'll be on a free bench and some anaba in the pecking or deno. And you said, and almost so extenders, SCTR. Yeah, the same something now. Emma Yetofo, Yamian Watchana, Italy, Emma, one body at Northern Ireland, and on a World Cup qualifier, one playoff game now, Amino, Emsa Gattuso, say, Obia, Ednani Adiato, General Gattuso Suna, Gattuso, Jamesa Canasa, or Akurana Fanasa Sandro Tonali, yes, why you're training, Warokova, Eti Yamian Watchana, Obetimia Sama Tinibi, and Alexandro Bastoni, and some Obia, the chances up a Jacos Rono. And some game now World Cup and you'll be Italy ever qualify because the last edition Omamba and a real fan say Marcello Lippi or Obia what coach Romano Pena Marcello Lippi say you want to dress her or the right man I Gattuso now or Julius Rhino Tuso at the Kwadai ever qualify World Cup now no Jumadian would DMO minor to bencher well who know and some our Gattuso mu say be a coach you know at the bench why but that be or only our character I just say relationship and that coach you know any players in term and some I come a manager no our vision internal one of Fusa I Gattuso the minor ever qualify the World Cup now Brazil and Croatia omunyina wamashia enso awahua so na onimsa Luka Modric and Casemiro enso koshia because omo game obana game omo obana Modric so Radio Emson and Wufone and Baba Sienuna, Casimiro so. See you on Tuesday. And a mother Cheso, good luck. No more Yamunya, but I'm taking it easy. Now, present for the money friendly match. With Yoko to Jama Bibia or Joso Yamunya, but 20. Emson, no be under the Yonko Jesse by now. Woman some Swape Kakraproso, Yenye, and I just Bama Sodema, Luka Mother Chewa, Brian, no, I am Komo Kakra, and also so I'm just updating, you know, yet Ebana, Yanasa Proso, woman Brontaman some Maquinos, Metesa, woman Shada Manania training Obakaya, Omani Paris Saint Germain Chelsea Mibacasa, Maquinos, first leg in the crown, one shouldn't train throughout the whole week, Papa Bia, but Omadana boy, Amania, because Obia, Pra Eshano, and to Proso so come, but Oman Shada Manania training Papa Bia, but Jamesa Canasan, Omu game and Yamia Watchana, woman so any France, Ababono, I yet there, who have found some Maquinos, Ababos. Game bia ya de update and ya carrying us atema na Spain omo goalkeeper no aye Unai Simon answer na ya dim come say why and also yes Spain woman number 1 because Simon ejigun hopa ebi say yama Arsenal David Raya emedem ebi so masa jumana Juan Garcia Barcelona goalkeeper ne bonano worship and also no and ebedem and omo bisa Unai Simon say na anyabia no tim komani bia na ho yo so ha wono fi be ba wona bana sankempo we goalkeeper ema Real Madrid akwa na nko bonus na teama still amanfo beka ho asem wo so beka na bi atwam na Casillas eba David De Gea eba ana Kepa eba still na no ne ka o Casillas mo man nkonche na De Gea nam o we ay mre Kepa na so dania enti ba bia ho free ba bia no wo bia ba kan bibi e dia found no de anya sankoma kwa no no ensom enti ani ebusa no say ye ka so define a complete a goalkeeper why no one of us and can you find quality ba ko no akofa we die no afa we die ya account and ka bro no Unai Simon abe complete a goalkeeper and was say the complete and answer the perfect a goalkeeper and it's a Thibaut Courtois a real game sabon and William was so what the Courtois sun kunim and sida tinko no about David Raya Arsenal goalkeeper no according to Unai Simon also the any reflexes hi wo bom na ya kaso wa tono so kra o to we abon rebound ka fomo mo obo goalkeeper bo mo tono ba kwa no aka ori sisi o nu akwa timi so na ma rebound na wo so we reflexes anu shipa akọ penom ana David Raya kroye nso no ne footwork was open and a ban goal line is what say be a goalkeeper jan line is what Thibaut Courtois enie ana one gas ya nie wo promo qualities ansana e bar se bi obi esevi penalties a wapɛ Donnarumma dia no dia soso Donnarumma wo betro penalties se a tianom and definition of obia wono so aye complete aye goalkeeper na do be so kan nyina no say Lamine Yamal de ono Oshia Lamine no Lamine was 16 years na enuma Lamine je na akwada keto was 16 ye ne basa timi aso akwada na still akwada na je pressure na tum ebobo I said ye hwi NC also on na go 16 going to miss our pressure no enti e chesa akwada no aye destined sa nyame ya ma kwan bia so no enso abekwa ni mu aye kakra free mu ante Bernardo pen live I was sure so ye first na from abega from na ye ma medin come still live on Wontumi TV digital satellite live on Facebook and live on YouTube no ye to aso Wontumi buffet. And new say bibi I find here.
Yeah, bibi I cool.
Okay. Eda radio say.
Crack.
Meza bibi I cool.
Oh, bibi abo call Liamba fancy. Liam Rosinia.
Mpija ne modi mu nyesa me de me kwa no say me ka say me ba no.
Na so wo do no.
Why?
O do no.
That be wo hwi si no.
O yada no.
Say na yada amorim na.
Say sana yada Liam. And then Salah EPL.
That be onya adwuma ni.
Na kwa ba soso.
Born identity be any mu cohesion be hu teamwork ni understanding be ya adwuma no na so mugumu sa.
Say ja o Liam ba.
O de ye boy anam finfi na ekose.
Afe no aba.
Afe na hwan aba.
Nya abuti afe na office.
Yeah, hono ye nya afe ni aba afe ni aba
o. Phase 1.
Wo ba na nkomo che 300,000 pounds anko onye.
O phase 1. Phase 1 of akwa ba so.
Me joso.
Na nkraboko de.
Nyame ado bibi fine.
Bibi fine.
And obi testing me say kwan od ma fa so no.
Na say
na me ba me no no. Yeah, so okay, Mati.
That's okay over there.
Me no be dinu no.
Ole vele, we did dey.
Kuni.
Kuni tore kala. Say one of the kuni tore. Itu nu mo anaja no. Let's na mo nu say trebe. Hey, yaw. Liam baniye.
Omo si o na de. Nka mo nyina mo saso.
Liam baniye.
Ni o me boa. Royalty. Michael Asare bodu apa.
Onu kra de onu case kra o court kra so che o de.
Me film just.
Asare bodu.
O fi aso finish just.
Asare bodu ala. Me see the case kra o ho kra so che.
Film to me crest.
Na mo asare bodu picture bi wo ho.
When they hope to once you know.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah, find it.
I'm dom na CC me ton chest freezers me no.
Auto chest freezer.
A drama chest freezer do be an to you. Obi an to you.
Madam Fobi. Our studio hire.
Okay.
A drama chest freezer do be an to you.
Auto chest freezer and the sika ko share or baby adwuma.
Ana.
O nipa na meka na sama studio hire.
Oh, okay. See nipa 5.
See nipa 5.
To nipa no nim no.
Okay. Say na o asa no ni masa ayi ni bi. O sere but no ni masa ayi. O say ni bi no.
Enti
o sere ba no ni ma ayi. Bi na ya me say.
Say jam sere.
Enti say me ton che enra na ekofa ni o ma no.
Dabi drama freezer do be an to.
Me fie.
Dabi.
Ada na no e dey say me mo ni di.
Me see a drama freezer do be an to.
Snake training ni we are. Den hu pa na beso na yisu.
Na
no biazo mo.
Enti poli ahwefo. Freezer la me dey beto Facebook no. Niwra no o studio
okay say di papa.
Freezer nya illegal at.
Debi be ma no kotoy na oba ne so ntimi ne nto.
Na wakoje na
wakoje ni freezer no o studio enti mo de mo amonhwe na mo ndi say.
Okay. Mate.
I see wanyade.
I see anyade.
I see wanyade.
Mo ni mi fa kro.
I see wanyade.
Me de mi kan.
wa no mo so
ka adwama fridge da mentanto I don't know why they oh there be because adwama fridge go gro be shock wo
anra ye de ba no me catch any fan say ye nton ne ontene ka no see dey be on ton to there hwem common say dey say
abedi pa na ko ne dia wo yemra na fe yemra meto aso nti ye koya ya ba ye wa ha ai
itimu ba ma fa pan okrama
ewiem ye nton pan no wo
da bi woni asomasi
na ka ewiem mo no magina
wo se mo gina ba bi mo ato no magina no mato se odru ayiwa lenda do soro no magina
okay
wọ́n sì fọ́ wọ́n de parachute abẹ́tọ̀ wúyà aláwọ̀ pẹ̀pẹ́ abẹ́
parachute na de bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀fọ̀ ara zọ́m de new menantie
yeah o stories no me o interest of few ones muna me o Mo Salah de e wa ha me joto to Barcelona forging komo on Julian Alvarez and Ancelotti so say empanifo ne nkrofo bebre central for hyehyɛ akyire pese Neymar World Cup no bi na okay kan ho asem ne ade na Romario so say pese o say Neymar e ka Vinicius ne Rafinha ho a potent attack be put fear on any opponent. When we start over Mo Salah a story now they start here now o say Mo Salah saw your interview at the right time said be ya or be show respect to the fans na our fans and also so say yeah obi no be dia o betimi a sha say di ntem because nsuo no oburo ne ntem one no ani no e be kokko ntem ti say no e kokko yes sad na nko bi because Mo Salah wan cry na legend say no so be ko wakra mo so we di areho a start ne di ntem ena no o to aso kase on dressing room no after announcement so be ko ne on coach in sense na dressing room no got divided sanity o big boy an established player what pass it through the transitions man mujan hokoy and Luis Diaz abejan hoko right and obi mo for 40 Isaac ma ba beto
Firmino mo
yeah so Firmino come ani ho so that's another one so o check ya na just akwa say waka wache na ye kra na adwuma ye ne man temu ni kumase adwuma okọ adwuma no obi wo adwuma no mu a me ba mu achefo no se nyeme anya wadom a wo so mu se di woni no small rough o yiro ho se de kra na yedi woni me ba mu achefo kototo mu adwuma bebre mo hadwene brutal
na chew mu anu adane politician
adwuma no nyom papa de o nyom papa de a nyame acha de no hire obi no abie ne nyina ye bie o me di woni brutal Africa de na make Mo Salah e basa no na dressing room no mu ache and whatever be the case so the baba to do so be call me few points be am jot to the ato one only say argument in mu be say or the best forward or the best winger or the greatest ever ho man for chicho madwene bia e be say top 4 mo fa Ronaldo kan ho Gabriel Agbola ho no story no Mo Salah de o EPL greater me de ne be ka ho African players akosi akan English Premiership ni nyina no uyi great na me de ne be ka ho me ya listen to this obreya ye boy obi a obo kwan de ato ho no matter your level of achievement ofasa akwan no so bi na what you say me boss ani pa di aka ho
okay because obi di kan koye
and no you very difficult
so wan ko bokwan na to a unya sa opportunity nimpo na nkambe so abe better no
etu wura from ko ba me bo great na me ntimi nka say Mo Salah great to say Tony Aboa na ma ka flat na ma jaho na me ko
yes
adia o she go so say no adia longevity no sometimes to pave the way and yet easy so EPL great from African descendants and all of that no more free assassins who are call England no me bo Tony Aboa me bo Droba me bo Yaya Toure me bo Mo Salah so na ka ho but for explicitity or no kwabena boy commentary o ta follow the words no a or you so striker at the man number 10 4 or you so striker at the man 11 and 7 your former boss kwabena boy until sometime you busan say 10 on your striker I say you understand the game later so Mo Salah de no me hwere din na Mo Salah me maka shop and say me treating as a number 9
yeah
but I feel you say if you not produce different number 9s a hold be you can all round forward and more chance no yet clear and yet clean obetimi aye ho adwuma sa de ahye technically gifted players like Dennis Bergkamp mo Luis Suarez mo ball no yet clean but obetimi aye ho adwuma asa de ball na tonet Hurricane mo ho komo na me di no and then we have serial predators in the box no omo finish mo ni je obi say Ruud van Nistelrooy obi say Michu obi say Didier Drogba these guys no lead line no am box room technically they are not really gifted ebiana Haaland so enam so but in the box no more instinct bia very very good finishers but Salah belongs to a certain class of forwards B mo de no obasa so change your mentality about this game. The class of players I make come one seven no they can say wide forwards and can only come wingers. But listen to this, y'all. Me, I respect functionality over position. And Chebia now here for you, not all present it. So to all your day.
Yeah,
so in a space of about 5 minutes, so you want to say I can't still call you say now of all your foreign news presentation because what we right now host it. Baba. So functionality, how Salah or Yene Juma ni su ne ban the oyeno. And my who say lie we say sunonam. The traditional out and out winger no not our speed or pace or ecstasy or artistry but goal scoring threat no na ka krabi. Can you pay a winger or dance one on one ho ha o twabo the two box runs across on ye. On for goal scoring no bebre sa but the free run gigs eba no. Sa nkrofo adwene sesa oye ba kuma no ahye fofa oye ba kuma no ahye fofa e be kakra ba kuma oye ma akra no ku ho run gigs must any decided by a kind of player evolution. They are meant to create but at some point they decide to create and score for themselves. The kwamba da be creative diama. So after run gigs no near buy anymore ani ba to Eden Hazard who say a winger and abe who say a wide forward. He's a typical wide forward, he who loves to score. Unlike when you create a natural out and wide or Hazard no crowd the ocean of Pesoji. Then we also got Mo Salah. Omunyina wide forward so. Now okay say Hazard a TC from now or ban so or nam line so no obe buo wurem abedania to 9 left and right and so. Yeah, unless you who Hazard. Or shall go beat Liverpool. I have this commentary here. Commentator no where so use to Hazard and person picking straight, you know. Okay. Because that goal no na me person me nya Edema Shadrack so. But my nya goal nti no, I mean ko. Okay, go no shete Liverpool mrebi no. O fa player no ko fa ball no na chi. Chi no the bottom. Oh yeah, Arsenal be so sir. Okay. Eden Hazard in full flight at Chelsea. And they are saying bamboozling, bumbling opponents bouncing off backside as they failed to subdue him. Bamboozling, bumbling. Opponents bouncing off his backside as they failed to subdue you na ho de no e baffle na bumbling bamboozling no na me kohwehwe bamboozling yet to say wo de wadwene defa nipa e ma na yet to say the opes wo ye no uvia no so odin body yes and that was Hazard and sa pattern of players na Mo Salah when am so no ma me ko Salah 150 goals first 150 goals so nyama Salah so that obetime en komo na me di ni nyina ase so wo ye winger check baby o share goals no. So yeah, Mo Salah goes first 150 goals for Liverpool. All competitions.
Okay, so from Italy by Liverpool, no, from goal number 1 to 150, I don't know Gina share.
Boxing money.
Typical number 9.
So what do you want in here? About Liverpool, the first 150 goals. If you want to further break it down, and then the right foot to 23, left to 121, the T6. Now the T6 in here, no. So because the say naturally he's always with the ball. On boxing moon carry ball, no. On what I say.
Yes.
On no na the ball ni ko boxing on ta en boxing moon carry ball no. Because shadow aketo an komo no so mame. Ni analyze how Mo Salah in the game no assessor. So let's talk about the touches. Sometimes the players in the touches in no who say no, we are talking about a natural winger. But you be ball no, or starting the trip, the journey into the box. So 2024-2025 season, watch this. Mo Salah in the touches across the final third of the position. and oh baby will be any more Salah danwa also be 23% be ho but oh here baby of finish boss no he fan of finish boss no
15% on and 5 on
eti onu say ofa ball no baby 23 no na o check akra bi 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 but o ko box ma ko finish ho and the dribbles no so very 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 connecting to the starting spot no and then the area o checking the dribbles na o pick ball so baby 23 no no they akwa we baby 15 no so this area left back and a DM no omontem ho no when a Mo Salah wa fa pa e de akwa box no so yaka white forest bebriaba premiership no you might even forget them say you can number 9 a center forest for there but Mo Salah talking about his stats everything he's achieved the game profile no are very akin to that of Ryan Giggs. So and then also obi aka say legends how do abamu akọ obo mabaso to be very 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 honest obi aka say Salah I can 2 or 3 top EPL great no bia onje na chini baby Alan Shearer wo baby Rooney wo baby why na bebo din a umbo baby Mo Salah wo we na dribble so it's one baby dribble so na esitie but so keka we nyina no a na namontu how or jog or walk into the box but about finishing no a defining end of 9 no or ye no box no so Mo Salah in my opinion is one of all time greats. Okay. So Liverpool for the problem at Albany a kwan be so me for replace no. Why do you even think of replacement? But Shadrack and Mami one sheet be Liverpool were a very peculiar situation. And some more very careful. They shouldn't even think about replacing Mo Salah. Now Jumana say did the amount slot. Liverpool not have a contrast situation as it stands. Or more the spy currently. Ibrahim Konate and Andy Robertson. Next season, they are no more situational. Situational means the coach in players are album and on Besana someone because majority of all these players are more achieve what we and now for Liverpool, like I say, by force maybe sign or the over the elasticity of the project. Project limit to be endure how many seasons? So Osha Allison, Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, of course. When also so Ketty Jones, Joe Gomez, Costas Smakers, Wataru Endo, Stefan Besetic. These guys in say now be rank more squad. Maybe Virgil van Dijk, Allison, top of the year. Mo Salah. So Osha Liverpool team the Panwa, you should be a team in the war. And then in 2 years' time, Dominic Soboslai, currently their best player. Need their best player, McAllister, Federico Chiesa. These guys are not shut out on your beer. I'm so relevant. So my key point and I say, maybe said and a certain who Liverpool our money shake here in reshaping Liverpool squad. We say no about the majority of a Juma buying in our baby. How do you reshape this squad?
After so tall last year summer. But they are both this season, you know. Those say the toughest. And so beside my team, no different shape.
Most often, this is what happens in this game. So our big players be with team no after losses, after Sanya man a mess up this year. Your book coach India, your boss our players in the Sudika. Now Mo Salah exit and a big creating huge vacancy or vacuum Liverpool team. It's like I said, don't follow the persona of Mo Salah, not the technical attribute and whatever. Don't try to do it. But you're not trying to do it. How do you do it now for the fans? Because already now, I feel you work or call. I feel you'll be able to say, Anislot, how do you replace them? And come, you have Firmino, and Kamani, and Casala. A month for Busa said, Nadia Crown, I'm a Louisia's coy. Salah Becodia. I didn't want to be who time ahead of you say Louisiana's Ujana walk off pick from CC. So Liverpool are at a very, very, very tough junction. Now imagine cry and say Klopp or could have finished a chim foot on the paper. Klopp the sources and the time at Liverpool no. Salah and the last of the dust are echo. Sana imagine it to me. Now the way forward, I'm on the touchlight in a man slot. I feel watching full time. Maybe or be before from a but pressure also. Ancelotti in seminar old in and common a fair now what the American say. Maybe say, name a co cup or quack a day. Name a quack a day. Romario Ababu, I say, oh, or put fear on the opponent. Fear bay.
So, Obo Santos Obo.
World Cup not following you, pa. The recent pattern of the World Cup, the physical demands of the World Cup. Have you followed? 90 minutes is enough for you to pick 3 points. 90 minutes right now, World Cup, and enough to progress you. Scoring 1 goal within 90 minutes is enough. Scoring 2 is enough. Name and team my Brazil 90 minutes. In a more serious situation, I'll be going for 4-2-3-1 for Brazil. Bruno Guimaraes and Casemiro and Fabinho. Emumu mienu bi biano. I want it because I want more balance in the final third. So if you want to be more 4-3-3, but there has to be a diamond 4. Diamond 4 and yes, Brazil will be there. Diamond 4 converted team into 4-2-4. No, can we clever in front of the Kakabasa? Now we still win as a diamond 4. No, right now we Casano. They have an attack similar to a diamond. Maybe Ego Thiago top. One what the natural center forward profile our attackers or Mukwemu. So one of the Mabono top as a lone forward. Na Chino Aida Mababa Kope Jean Pedro or Cunha Omumba could be Bojana Ego Thiago. Rafinha and Vinicius. Yeah, why not Kabio? Rafinha Vinicius left and right. Top no Ego Thiago. Na Chino Cunha or Pedro. Pedro or Cunha because of box engagement on one PMP. Then you have your double pivot, Bruno Casemiro or Fabinho Casemiro, Fabinho Bruno. Either or 2 of these 3 players, no. Because Brazil need a typical number 10 to go for the 4-3-3 right now. And now Brazil number 10 B. I don't know Romero pressure on the branch Ancelotti. But Ancelotti who lie and say, name a question and some drop for the media, be a cheaper so push it to World Cup. Any you need for one time. What would you need for one time and can't try you need for Ancelotti. Name a name be higher than Brazil. Or be and a man to blame because you're serious.
National team won't find the agro.
Penihun and Yan and Yaji, Penichon and Yan and Rahu, I say. I'll find the agro. General Jima Brazil. Oh, so that means also.
Oh, say, Brazil in general, there. Said the only good medal I am missing. Near the Olympics.
Am I?
Am I Brazil?
Brazil. Talking about your mama, I said, what do you say? Baby, your fun name of talent tonight didn't go at discussing, and rightly so. He deserves to be there. But your busa, and don't think Ronaldo Firmino be behind a Champions League in Ayana Europe, no, because not Junior say he was the bench in US 94. Or the new by France 98. You had ever born a final Zidane G from them. Japan, Korea 2002 a buy or Piquet 2006. Well, we BBI Brazil, Kaká, Ronaldinho, all of them. Then name I am a Brazil. So to me, I had a cry. And nay, I can say, maybe Rafinha no better to no Pagans and catch also better to Rafinha. What's to Vinicius so better on country?
Or about 10.
10. The Brazil at 10 BM. 10. This guy can't complete 45 minutes at the intensity of the World Cup. So Brazil has to move on. They need to move on, and they'll be lacking that flamboyancy. Omo brofubia na me kan sa tembi omo kan la forma de mierdo me form eni me mahoden asa me de me form ne hunu ga wucho town na no mo kasa o form you humi mpie sara mo peso mo che name as see uniform and why Brazilian want to also the situation is said the no. It's a dead year, no. Do you need him on the field or off the field? Beyond the field or on the field? It's a dead year, no. Ketwabi on Julian Alvarez.
Okay.
Barcelona team no ye Jinababi papa na 50 million almost monje. 50 million plus Fran Torres almost monje. Atletico Beje yao. Atletico Beje. Your team no Frankie de Jong Pedro. Pedro no.
Odo ya no wa hye team.
Yo, o hye sha 50 or 1 Germany Dimulalo Magic Scan, and the Fran Torres account. So boy we
now allergic was watching that.
So boy we ba ni Lamin, ni Rafinha. Femi Lopez
so much.
Masa lose be now the for ground lose be
well, Mesa.
I'll be very quick on it.
Yeah.
I think me touch on Brazil story nika Kanye Abraham Mo Salah. For Barcelona, I've already discussed Bastoni to a new team. I think Julian Alvarez gives them a different dynamics up front. And Momuye really mobile up front, very difficult to predict because Omoba with a front four of Femi Lopez, Rafinha, Julian Alvarez, and Yamala. These are 4 players. Everyone wants to have a feel of the ball. But the question is, Barcelona be any day because he said one Laporta and pay Julian Alvarez for more project. They could super Bastoni for their back line. Bastoni is young, but I think he's one of the best centre back leaders you can have in your team. We're captain in Milan at a young age, playing. We're both consistently with top players. Roma was free or more. On Stefan de Vrij abo, on Achebi abo. A lot of good centre backs. Manuel Akanji, Crossan, it was Suya Benjamin Parva, Mathieu Damien, only all of these guys abo. So onye afraid of taking the risk and spearheading a team like Barcelona. So imagine Kubasi and Bastoni as your double pivot. Yeah, I think that is something top that you need to understand and the quality that they can bring to this Barcelona team. Away from Barca, you see, as Ancelotti can me more concern with Brazil team ni mupa no. Enye about Neymar joining team na they call World Cup. Neymar ni mo ense hwe. Oka won so ense hwe. Oni team ni mo a hwe ense. Enye se Neymar nya part of the Brazil team o mo call World Cup na o mo team ni kogu debi. Ana Neymar susu kubia. Enye so oka ho ni bi ni nti na okọ no Brazil for ne kwakoje World Cup ni de esi omo na so. Yeah, where he is now, he favors the talk about him, especially in the mix of Ronaldo and Messi, where your last World Cup on me. So this World Cup is about the last dance of a certain era. The last dance of a certain era near Wamo. There's Ronaldo, there's Messi, there's Luka Modric. Yeah, what did they mention us no? There is Casemiro. You see, a lot of top quality players were the last dance for them. In terms of a certain Arabia or mobile with a World Cup. Yeah, I don't even think Harry Kane will be playing the next World Cup in 2032. For Italy, there are certain players who once an episode of Jorginho Kubi, or episode of Marco Verratti. Could be. I'm a vertical pride. So last dance. Neymar wants to be in the conversation of the last dance in terms of the quality players are in a certain era. Omobeji Omudi. Yao. N'Golo Kante will be in the last dance. Pogba. A Prenintia. Pogba is consistent. I trust you me. The French national team will take him to the World Cup. Yes. Last dance. So look at the kind of quality the World Cup Edio Mobile on board. Neymar wants to be part of that discussion. Kevin De Bruyne, last dance. Romelu Lukaku, the age saying last dance. Yow, a one will be a better than men same. Say you know. Either so the Nguasie. And I say Odi Nijie and the DBS World Cup. And Neymar wants to be part of that stories. I better World Cup. But the big concern of the Brazilian national team is about their fullbacks. Who take Ancelotti there? Or say anyone wants to say Brazil won't shed any fullbacks. Yeah, I was looking at the options of the Brazil national team in terms of their fullbacks. Now, because o check in the last few days, our left backs are Alexandro, Thiago Henrique, Douglas Santos, Abner Vinicius. The number right backs are Wesley Franca, the Obo Romano, and Danilo. Ano more Emerson Royal, ano more Dodo, yaw, she 4-4 we are mabodi were left back and the right back. What is the kind of quality they give this Brazilian national team? Because all wingers beat Rafinha, any Vinicius are. You need fullbacks are one, or more cover more weaknesses when they don't track back. Number 2, we have fullbacks are making me combining so well.
Yes.
And bring the best out of them. So he made reference to Roberto Carlos. he made reference to Cafu. It him the same new team called 2002. Now Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Ronaldo de Lima, either Kleberson or Kaka. The reason why they were okay in terms of wingers in Ronaldo and Rivaldo, Muni, Ronaldinho, Muni, because there was Carlos and Cafu. Cafu, one of the best attacking fullbacks you can see in the world, defensively solid. Yeah, how complemented these Brazil wingers. Emo Munya the best out of them. Brazil Ankasa a certain significance when it comes to fullbacks being on top form and quality whenever they are going into the World Cup. In 1958-1962, Brazil edged a World Cup no etwaso back to back. Back to back, the key to that particular project was a year or more fullbacks or more call that particular World Cup. And yaw. And then they are sakakra because even in 1994, Cafu was part of the Brazilian national team as fullbacks. 2002, Carlos. And you know Cafu na ankasa. Then you look at 58-62, Jarma Santos. Only Newton Santos. Bako right back, bako left back. Yaw. Omumi regional monaso. Quality. Nedi omoje sa World Cup no. But the nay, I think that is where there is a big concern for Carlo Ancelotti and the Brazil national team. Omome for this no quality. And lucky pace kakra, but the attack will complement them and make sure so you make him cover a lot. Oh, Gabriel Magalhaes, I don't think you have a bad centre back. Gelson Bremer, on your bad centre back, but the fullbacks. Alisson Becker, top quality goalkeeper, but the fullbacks concerning you now no. Ancelotti, there's a reason why not the Fedi Vavadi Boni 2. Never the 3. They're not about head Tamana Marcelo Mohonum, the man on boot 2 and 3, not the Lucas Vasquez boot 2. The fullbacks are very important. You better go back to the AC Milan team. I know you so. Now, one more the fullbacks. Yeah, you would understand what Ancelotti demands of the team, and he needs to make room for those things to cover it up. Huh? Mo Salah a true definition of Lumba. No boy far kwanoma. Remember any so anameko. So be ni abubunia kabeto kumebi amano. If it's a juma na oye no e wu adwuma. Whatever job Salah came to England, make us a true definition of Lumba Nyom no. Also the Lumba Nyom ne chere nyoma miensa. One, onkwa wo kona onkwa wo do juma na ya kwantum na onkwa akoka kwantum na wo ye wadwuma. Number 2, the level of sacrifice a wo do ho to ho. Ema obusua for said the be ya omo ho beto mama nyoma timi akoyi. Ana ya at the end of the day, sa Lumba Nyom ni nyina no sa chere se onkwa akona ayero ho ye adwuma na obetimi adi ya ama na ye. Na Mo Salah asema make kind to sa akwanwa nom ne yese. What by England? You see, the story of Mo Salah leaving Liverpool is something that needs to be written in the books and taught. Because Oba Chelsea first time no. Nyoma nkoye nipa watu kwa ba FC Basel. Waba watu kwa ba bepiem wa Chelsea. Then in a team he became a lone ranger. Obia Fino as Obia ankasa no ho as a team no bebo. As a more then yaw. Fast forward, he needed to leave the Premier League to go somewhere else, travel and become better, and come back. I don't call Fiorentina. I don't call Roma. Or by no age 25, no abay no by yaw. How can you be a flop some time ago in the Premier League and become one of its greatest in another context? It means only one thing, say yaw. Abrabo a team you don't feel. It's just not your time.
How many matches Nana Obijina so they are judge?
Yeah, also squad no mobile. Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, most of the young boys no mobile. No be enemy say or Monday be could Chelsea in ADSC or Monaso because a lot of the senior players too were also fading out as at that time. And I heard Salah talent in another FC Barcelona because before the back. Chelsea no much Manchester United war one of the Champions League or Europa League games amana United who adwuma yi ba FC Basel it's not being so about Premier League anymore. It's just going to be a snap of the fingers and you start doing well by yaw or buy and your man fan no and that is why people tell me say oh no be who say we potential now they battle they move do so betimai so you don't feel in life it's just not your time umre na nduru it will be cancer wo abrabo no wo failure anaza wo de wo no ba wo ye kwahwe apawa ma ehwe abrabo no maka chene say o time na enso yi because I think for Mo Salah the time na so yi abra back to Liverpool and yaw baby obeyi Liverpool free ye edi Liverpool koduru ye no ebu adwene ntiases oba na Liverpool in trenches na Liverpool struggle. He is the man who led the project, became the project, and is living as a legend. He came because of the project. He became the project because maybe everything Liverpool were doing in that particular project, Mo Salah was at the center of it. Yow, why ye be obeya mama? Waji number 19 the ama Liverpool. Meboa. Waji number 20 the ama Liverpool. Wabo Champions League fan. Once the Champions League BM the ama Liverpool. Edi BM no ye. Yow, nimere na so. Oko. Wabeye de also obeye. Some no besum yes so free so problem the man aka to bibi the boa no man we say we okun we dey mo den. But to carry Liverpool on your shoulders and do whatever you've done. Let me take Gabriel Agbala home come on and Odin. Is Gabriel Agbala home? I don't want to take them serious on certain conversation because obebeti and Wontumi nim come on say top 4 or 5 foreign players in the Premier League Wontumi fa Ronaldo count there be. And then possible sir because Ronaldo Eba Premier League in will be making sure a FIFA world best Ballon d'Or also by the age of 18. Ronaldo came because of a project. He became the project and also so that is how these greats believe in their qualities. But who is the best foreign player to have ever played in the Premier League? Yeah, for Mohamed Salah, good, but there is Kevin De Bruyne. Got Kevin De Bruyne numbers, so let's not underrate it. And the number of trophies is won for Man City, 16 solid trophies. Yow, and then Nyoma Wabe Premier League for Mo Salah quality player, for Yaya Toure top, because Yaya Toure ne be leading Manchester City 2012 resurgence. No, there is Sergio Kun Aguero. Yow, a lot of quality foreign players who have beautiful stories in the Premier League. Beautiful stories that can come in. Cristiano Ronaldo, inclusive, 18 years old, becomes the world best in the English Premier League after a long period of time. Because not the Nislo Makoje Ballon d'Or, by setting Cristiano Ronaldo after Michael Owen, Eje Ballon d'Or, no, I have to win it. The number of goals, the exciting feature he brought to the league was different. Let's just celebrate Mo Salah as he is alive. Nemre na so, Momona Basuna Munjano Quine Kama.
Legacy done.
No, oh yes, I agree with that. Oh yes, I agree with that. Oh yes, I agree with that. Mo Salah has a better Premier League legacy than Ronaldo. No matter what anybody will say. Oh, the Agbala Hon accent a different common. Also on the top 5 on the forwards, the top 5
you don't even compare.
There's no way we can even undermine whatever Yaya Toure came to do in the Premier League. Mo Salah might be the greatest foreign player to have played in the Premier League. But in a nutshell, Yaya Toure believed the resurgence of Manchester City's dominance in the Premier League. And you can see it down. Within that period of and Kevin De Bruyne Munina be did who be no. And no Munina be did who be no. Eh no Munina bo mu din catch say, hey, my adio, why you say did the drop so there, Jack. Chelsea for 50 years, not Chelsea new league. Didier Drogba comes into the scene and Chelsea wins back-to-back Premier Leagues. Then at the end of the day, wins the Champions League for Chelsea. Yow, in the conversations of the best foreign players in the league, Mo Salah is the greatest of them all. But you can't tell me, say, in discussions you are making, you to me more than say, Yaya Toure.
No, you can't. You are discussing foreigners who have made an impact. Besindeno, Minyesho so Bibedi Chine say Africa Nibia ko Premier League ni mua or Chen Sala.
There's no doubt about that.
Now, if you mention Yaya Toure anyway, Momu Premier League impact vis-a-vis Salah, just all they need to 2 or more.
Wow, and this are. And this are.
Say Toure they are okay. Say be a Toure another African or signing Yama City in the Premier League. So wakobo kwena to na Salah so beto aso le.
Obi e to Tony Abu na kobo kwan to ho. Se Tony Abu mu nyina bokwan esia mu nyina be bokwan doba mu nyina be bokwan. Obi aba enti na esi ahemfo chi ne bi didi bi achi. Afena. Iti bi afena hwan ye de. Let's celebrate Mo Salah not as somebody who is leaving the Premier League or Kokwa, but he became the face. He came, he saw, and he conquered.
Okay, Meza Medasi, Mike Bray.
Fancy, thank you very much.
Wajo so far. And you are free to be out to for sure too.
Free
I also far brother. So fish do so de come manu akomia kafra o kafra na mato to kakra french ne akomia dia e to de we
really difference that two we are travel be so we find it so I don't travel blog and no
difference two and so to man nipa different
and I want to go travel blog and so go try dey o the travel blog and o try dey they go the travel blog and o try dey and I cost
kafra e shey o de kafra me yesa kamen kaba ma no da
I no credit
etik akomia kafra why by ebe nya obi manato o pese o de come out one thing so ade ye wi
I no credit
fancy back to the issue. On a more serious note, I love stance changing. When say Salah common, the moment he announced say Liverpool work on anything debate controversy na about an extent in the EPL, an extent in the UK, an extent at Liverpool. Now amount for Ogumu Kakra, Jamie Carragher even to make bold statements and say Salah can be considered the greatest player of Liverpool. Again, Salah can be considered a better Premier League legacy than Cristiano Ronaldo. Carragher ne Salah exactly. That is how we mostly analyze things in life. And Pempi ebe peja player wabobo neja wakono. Ye boni dia. You are filled with fond memories of the good times player ne survey. Asamaja and Bobo ni Asamaja and Bobo no. Asamaja and common is different. Time of Bobo near Supanepa. Near criticize Asamaja and Pojai Bobo no. The moment our bonidino, there is a certain warm reception. I dictate Asamaja and common. Sana bonity. The moment you are active, things will be different. Ujai bo ne boa in common sense sisa. And those are the two aspects of life. It is obi wu na ye kind obituary ni edi ne ho dance ya ayeti. Se nipa ne ti ase a ye di dance ne so a ayeti. Wo unu se ne ade ne sitie. Se nipa ne ti ase a enkomodie ne different. Owu a dance die no eye sonko kra. And that is what has followed after Salah's announcement say Oja wako. Akomia today has voiced out, no, he has a better Premier League legacy than Ronaldo. But me sure say time as Salah but no bisana, it would have been a bit debatable based on baby Ojina. You get a point now. And Akomia is not the only person. A lot of other people will argue on the same tangent. Where the Wababe and he's a ground breaker. We're breaking grounds. No first, say a deep Premier League home common bought players of Arabian origin. Omudia. What we mostly refer to here, the indiscipline of someone like Osam Mido. Almost struggle to adapt. To say Egypt strike a they no lead Egypt national team here. They almost drop a middle more boy. Zidane the so Germany. Oh, this fine and ye middle. I don't know more drop a middle or national team anymore. Be shame. And ye the nyomukra. Or by England.
Zaki.
Now, the Arabian players did not have a good story to tell in the Premier League. One single player has written the script differently. Yes, I recognize Riyad Mahrez and what he did at Leicester and Manchester City. But basically, Mahrez was more about collective success than individual brilliance on a consistent basis. That is what Salah gave you in 9 years. This year, Nabia, about the only taint to his Liverpool legacy. But every single year, Salah be league in him. Was his script for himself and then for his people. for himself because Oba League nim one survive and it fed into the narrative. Say a cousin Kofu the Oko form ba Omuntumi League, you know. He went back, did his homework, matured, and entered the league at the right, not age pair, but at the right stage, at the right time. And then he never looked back. Consistently, back to back to back to back to back. Or hit. That is what he did. So he changed his story and changed the story of his people. A groundbreaker. Europe again. Na Arabian player wabe bo Europe etimia peja will likely be Rabah Maja from Algeria with FC Porto winning the European Cup in the 80s. Apart from Rabah Maja, near nya player be of Arabian descent wabe bo Champions League ni bia ya wadesa. Again, collective success. Salah produced it. Individual success he achieved as well. And the Sieka Africa near wakobo Champions League ni bia washo goes to do a Mo Salah. Yeka Arabian player what the most goals in this same Champions League competition. He is a Champions League winner. Groundbreaker. So story be a true about Arabian players, you know. Salah has single-handedly erased that negative narrative and he's painted a different story. Onun we be a quino. And yes, Salah di obey ya. Man City will never look the direction of Omar Mamouche no matter what. I have not stereotype you be home. And I can cite examples. At the peak of their careers, Ali Karimi, Ali Dai, in different periods, they came to Germany. Ali Dai, the player with the most international goals until Ronaldo Messi panel of Iran, a player of Iranian descent, and then Arabian descent. They were dominating in the Asian territory. But the moment they did by Europe, they struggled. Karimi, fantastic playmaker. Again, Ali Karimi Suba Emfa. Salah was a sankomono to changing the face of it. And that is to go to just make you understand the level of impact they have made. And your trophies and your goals to do our share. But in Komono, around these people, as a son. In Komono, as a son entirely. Again, is an era-defining player. Thierry Henry revolutionized a left-wing attacking forward.
Yes.
Salah and the right-wing attacking forward, no, or the bar Premier League ni Maya Kama. Apart from Salah, I don't know of any player operating from the right wing or yet that prolific to ever grace the Premier League. Moma Mebako. And then Ndama Bukayo Saka Muina, Bukayo Saka is a wing back.
Yeah.
Salah ne trust Asanato. So Henry a left wing, Salah a right wing wizard who was metamorphosed into a lethal finisher. Who you tell Henry for foreign players? What shall goes to see? So that is where the communication and everything goes. So Salah is an achiever. He's succeeded. He's done a lot of things and he's left a legacy. Adeba pen and the feel say went to Mnyanya. But again, a trait is a predator. In the instant, yet to succeed, to survive, to fend off competition and then thrive. So what catch Salah say onye a role model not on nature. He's not like Ronaldinho, who played a similar role for Messi. Messi, Lami Yamal connotations in Koma ye diafahon. And yet play a piano baby in a career or so akwadaba konsa se bra. Na dia me wanna me chira kakra matete. E be a beba training grounds, but match ne koswa. Salah's ultimate motive is to get his goals and move on. That is what he thrives on. He's a predator. Ronaldinho no, the obey say he will let you come and enjoy the limelight because he makes players around him better. Ronaldinho was not a predator. He was a facilitator at best. He facilitates the team's offensive action. So, say Messi pj ba Ronaldo obedi free kick at all. Messi bebo penalty bebo. Obenya pass bi, he will try to find ways to bring Messi into the limelight. Salah mo Ronaldo mo no omo nte saa. And just omo ye ni paponi for. And I say omo kwa no omo debi send your musunete no. They are meant to thrive only when they are delivering or on the finishing end. And I've seen examples being cited. Na Salah nyabo bi na wasan ko square ma Florian Verse one pass ya mano. Se Salah yes our passes na anko ndu baby a wedru no. So Salah cannot pick Rio Ngumoha na on nature no enkyere no say oba park ni so en memo wa bobo ne fili.
Only time.
Enye so only time enye ni su okoto onwa no ma. So you can't force him to be what he hasn't. So that is one single thing I think he's failed. But it is in his nature. It is a nature versus nature argument. Ryan Giggs will nature because in his soon say he can provide. He's not your primary goal scorer. He's not that predator type. Into Obetrechere, Steven Gerrard, and then Jordan Henderson. Omoba bought for 4 years. Omobono, Gerrard will coach Henderson and then will also help him to become the leader that he was in. Time Gerrard Hokoya Henderson taking over now. He did what Gerrard failed to do. But then again, the contributions and the nurturing of Gerrard and the making Jordan Henderson to become that kind of leader for Liverpool. So when they were hoisting their first Premier League trophy, it was not Steven Gerrard, but the legacy of Gerrard was felt in there because the leader in Henderson played a pivotal role in keeping the squad together. Salah nyesa anko foni bia. Entiende me catch you say oko Egypt national team ni mu a. Why na Salah etete no obetimi abo.
Dabi.
Liverpool why na Salah etete no. But enya de bone
because enya
ni su. That is the whole conversation. So he achieved everything, but he failed at one thing. But unfortunately, send your cotton one or mano. Salah cannot give what he doesn't have. He cannot do that. He cannot give you that. And that is basically the reason why he wasn't able to achieve that at Liverpool. But I think if Salah was British and can then communicate, it would change from he's the greatest foreign player, a better Premier League legacy. He would have been the greatest Liverpool player, and to an extent, they would have tagged him, said maybe you're a Premier League all-time best. But he's a foreigner, and then I am Komono to lessen the legacy. But he's a fantastic guy who achieved a lot at the club anyway. Brazil and Komone way in time now, I don't want to spend much of your time. Maybe another day.
Whoa, Mike Mate, Medasi, Yababaso. As you say, more than most amount for messages bana on YouTube. And Dancy Ishmael say Salah is the best winger ever in the EPL. And when so I say or say Salah na well, I'm enjoying when talking about Liverpool Kobina Walasti and a day a message and so at the banana pay live on the show and your baby before for crown so a fee tea your baby before for cry and so fee tea a Brennerson was here by Babana Yaba City City and Fediano and so also so a Jamana Dr. Ike our dog Hana presentation because for Mr. Isaac Ametipe sportsman say and Miss Beatrice can konu ti Miss say Dina no and one no okay doc now where there
Yango pardon Francis me hoya pa
already want to be very fine
yango pense
I still you any phone man I don't can find from now yeah hosting see and you about doing come about doing yeah I'm say players no because no case say Arsenal omo guy become Merino were pra and Arsenal Arsenal withdraw Gabriel Magalhaes withdraw William Saliba Berichi Ezenum any idea Mbappe de kwa na latest ko to dweno makwa MRI scan wo right ni left you so na doc no e ba say na player no ontimi nche say me ko to dweno me ya no ontimi nche say e be Madrid aye e bia the wrong diagnosis or the wrong knee
Who say nipa de nipa na eden a error say your part. And it's possible say there was a slight error on it. They will rectify it and then get the right diagnosis. Yeah.
Okay, doc. Akwaba bi mu so.
Yeah, Japan.
Mama say stress fracture.
Yes.
Was so.
Yes.
Na me nim enkomo no yese fe ye nim komo yi.
All right, you know, and they been come for one of the common injuries are footballers especially, and as athletes, even people in general, FAC issue no. In medical terms, their friend is you can say stress fracture. And the never stress fracture no. Near share nema bibria. It's me a stress fracture neba. Now stress fracture ne crown ya cancer and no any de be ade. And ye na ye besia ehon ade kakra. Ye di kan no ye share stress fracture na. Ye be start say baby ye can say baby a fracture. Fracture no ase any say. Fracture any say bibi abu ana dompe bi abu ana se crack bi ayeden aba dompe num.
Okay, so enye abu pain enko na fa na say fracture.
Exactly.
They bu kakra.
Aha.
To cement dey na no yom cast wonya hand fracture na wakoy minor surgery na.
Exactly.
You consider as fractures.
You consider as fracture.
Okay.
Enti you the partial fracture and the your friend complete so e wo ho. Enti ne say fa in the sense of stress fracture na different from other fractures. Fracture bi wo ho a ebi a accident ana say wate ahwe na wodumpe na ko bobibi mu na abu ene de ye sudden as empofiri mu na ade na abu eno ne wo ho. But say ka say stress fracture na eno ne fracture no different in the sense that enye empofiri mu na eba na emomu no say wo to aso wo ye training wo tumrika wo ye adwumaden wo nante wo koba ni nyina no wo overuse a particular part of body na say bone bi a it may develop a crack bino. Wow. And no any friend stress fracture. According to Knettel et al. 2021 no research away no any explanation of the first stress fracture no. But you can see say we have stress fracture of the metatarsal and now who the crack kakra bi eden e wa ha no. So that is stress fracture. Afi yen hwe ade kakra so wa ha. Ye wo so many sides of the body are stress fracture no eba. Ye share areas are common pass obetime develop stress fracture na ebi ni your lower back ho we chikase mu ho no wetime develop stress fracture ho whereby there is so much pressure on the lower back and I say lower spine no the lumbar spine area and especially you obetime develop stress fracture ho and so na the most common parts pa na ye o shin no wonan anim ho ba bia ye de shin guard no shin pad ne etale no ho ne most common place pa that bone nerve your friend the tibial bone very very common so bit may develop a stress fracture and so the other part of the bone no the fibular bone no and so it may develop a stress fracture after so no 90 no your friend the calcaneus the calcaneal heel no also easy so bit may develop a stress fracture aside that yes I wo nine no so anankasa ne nine si wankasa no metatarsals and tarsals no also ultimately develop a stress fracture maybe after you share where a picture of obi and a chika saying we develop a stress fracture so you can see how and yes emu abu pain nemu say abubu a cracky overuse and no this is a typical example of stress fracture of the lower spine and I said the lumbar spine. This is a typical example of it. And what you know yes, also the common areas are ultimately developing stress fracture now. According to research, or more or many stress fracture ni nyina na say ka say ka omu nyina bomu na ya hwe baabi a common so bi nya otibia ho no ana say dompe na wo na nanim baabi a ye de shin pad no ehye no or na common pa about 39.5% of all stress fracture cases no nine enim ho no nti ho na very easy so benya stress fracture ho and after tarsals and metatarsals no nine na dua na nkasa na esi form no and because a load bebre no ewo oso no ugina ho a load ni nyina ewo nine num nti lower part of the body na ho na so easy so be den obetimi develop stress fracture and sana all the other parts in so no ewo ho obetimi so develop ewo pelvic area ho pelvic girdle ho no better ho no there no ewo form kakra
the lowest crowd
no and the lowest but other side the ultimate even we see mu dompe no aye dum pa e din pa e so pa woni paduanum no e ho no so kra no utimi develop stress fracture ni bi e den e wo ho better no chances no e wo form a chance say they will develop wo tibia no manase wo metatarsals no enti no yenhwe in the cases of yeah, this is a typical example of tibia no onaina esi ho no and the common pa so you can see
nanimu pe
na ho no akrake yeah, typical example of footballers bi mo a omunya bi current one onya stress fracture Jack Grealish of Everton
or call for the rest of the season
for the rest of the season. He was hoping Senko beat me back to the World Cup, but we hope to see. So he developed a stress fracture January it was so serious that they had to actually perform surgery on him. It, you know, he is one of the most recent players or my developers stress fracture who hope is obey return it back. And see ne prevention ne risk factors ne so nyina no ho starting with the signs and symptoms. Looking at Jack Grealish, the World Cup hopes, and you see, it's in trouble all because of stress fracture of the foot. Now, you have signs and symptoms, Nibia. Obi bede who say when you stress fracture. Say, hona what say, unum penum baby potting, you can say localized pain now. Now you say pain now, ubet me pinpoint pain, baby potting, ebia, unaye nim hono potting hono, uti yaw pa kese, it's most likely say a bit my one of the signs or symptoms of stress fracture. After so no say pain no ebia we a footballer and ebia utumika and ebia won nanti bebre wonanti emu na wote say me nanti ko echi bebre after dia meti yaw pa wo me nanum ana say me bobo ana say me tumika meti say baby potting bi wo ho a yaw ye den e wo ho pa a bit my one of the symptoms of stress fracture. Na mom no say who say udu we bi na say oje wa home ye de na pain na ye den aba form ana say ejai ne ba se aba and then kire say possible say bit my stress fracture and what you know ebia training ebia wo ye wo hyasia na gidi one to boss said na no ye be kan ho asem one to boss an warm me into it na wo hyasia na gidi no easy so bit me so ye den developing stress fracture ni bi e wo ho and what you know ye share ya kind of the risk factors no risk factors ni you ahodo bebre o risk factors ni dey do so pa you dey ubetima ye hu bibi na you dey utimi so enye ho hwe dey untimi nya ho hwe no ebi ni se wo ye oba anase wo ye obema ene dey what you untimi determine gender or the better or the baba wiase but so ye oba so ye obema no you are at risk so bit many stress fracture and be so your bar risk no higher than say we dey or your bema. That is one of the intrinsic risk factors no and after racing so here so we bruni so we bibini and also no it me expose you to stress fracture now yes abrofo no enya no more a chain before. That is a researcher say whether we bruni and we bibini no so no that effect no afi age say we younger we at risk and now we too old in so and so no we at risk of developing this stress fracture and afi genetics ebu ho aye ye do ene untimi nya ho hwe genes awaji dey free uma me no papa mo ho na dey den wo dey aba. That is also one of the ways be expose you to getting the stress fracture na say no bones so no alignment of the bones no and also no account to be there ubetima ye hu bibi no say bi a wan kasa wa ho den yes ubetimi aye training as strengthen wan kasa ho you can strengthen yourself, you develop strength ebetima boa ma ada say ubenya ana say wunya no say wan kasa wa ho den so na ye den e be kire enti ubetimi aye more and afei so no fatigue say obre na say wan home na otoa so de kwa and the wan kasa na why dey ama ho it's in loading training loading this ani mani nya no so ye beba ho and so kan ho bi and how flexible you are as a person. Yes, stretches I na stretches are very very important until you also stretch more. So stretches how flexible no stretches nema we flexible still one stretch more that's a way lots of flexibility and also to me my way exposed to getting stress fractures and sana biomechanics and you see a year nema obu ho ye na ade a onyanto boase na waye den na waye ne kama obi susu wo ha oye na ade se ne opebia onyanto boase na ebia semirika kra no betu a kikikiki oye bibi kra na easy se obetima aye den enya sa stress fracture ne bi and after so no how you recover and REDS and relative energy deficiency in sports aduane a wodi ne onema nutrition ni nyina ka ho bi se obetimanya stress fracture na se wontimenya empabo a wo hyen so ene training surface baby a wo training se ye natural grass se ye astroturf easy se obede obetimi anya stress fracture ni bi and those ones se wo hyen empabo a ye kama ma football especially omubuut na ya na ade bi dem omaka ne se ne ketrema no line ne dem no omutai pa Entina said the ma it's me boy it's me acting as shock absorber at the ma bones no but modudo na atai and sa no ema na easy say ubet me develop stress fracture no ebi yeah and you know that is it about stress fracture now after so no yeah can some of the risk factors no yeah share ahina say ebia onye training bida na at once na yeduwa kwhye training bi a onhyeda enye bi muda no eno so no ebetima mo develop sa e bia what na fi ache usori ya mpofiri ma o se me kwa akoye training bi a no odem pa eno so etimi e ma ba na adwuma wo ye obi won so a na adwuma ne se obegina ho saa for a long time na adwuma no saa na tie obi so de se bi o driver obetena se for a very long time eno so no etimi ma wonya saa stress fracture na yewo wachi kase enum no na the other ones na yedi kan wasem se wo ye oba se wo ye broni ana wo ye bibini mpabo a wo be share ne wo lifestyle se wo num cigarette nya enough rest no ni nyina no etimi ma wo develop sa stress fracture after so no yewo ni treatment so wa ha obi anya stress fracture ni bi
okay so players no mata share protective boot way no there's a more na stress fracture no na omonya
very likely very likely say a stress fracture and yet stress fracture nko na which machine but most of the cases no ayana a stress fracture until omu sa fracture na treatment options no at the start no I was say yedi kan protecting no first of all no niam a wo ya this stress fracture ne ba ye no and then was say ye bo ho ban free sa de no ho it is a bia say na o ye training gidigidi bi pa na e betimi aye de reduce wo training no e de amount the first thing is e be mo anya enough rest we will take you away from activity na this stress fracture na ye de e by activity na wo ye repeatedly this stress fracture ne ba ye no we will take you away from that then from there no na bracing no any casting we ye friend air cast protective boots air cast etino ye show eno no se ne be protect be a fracture na dey happen ye no nti ye share no na e be mana amia kakra ene ye compression se ne be ya ba bi ebu na betimi asan ayese e ka asiani nti
so mo dey show na mo mfa show se financial but omunya abotre hu se be sia fixing
exactly
e be ma ba bi ebu bi e be san aka asiani because bone
nangasa na enya kasi enipe naturally na be start ahili
okay
there will be osteoblast osteocast formation so ho etino e be san amana hili etino say is too severe stress fracture ne so pa dia and then e be here say orthopedic surgeon bi be dem e be bam no why surgery in the case of Jack Grealish name Mikel Merino mo so side na that is it and sana treatment ni so bi ho na ne calcium e wo form no enough calcium in the body you know it's easy so be developing some bone problems and you know e bi ni stress fracture and you say supplementing with calcium obenya calcium supplements no wanom and after vitamin D supplements so no obehia eno nyina betimi aboa ama fracture na yeden etimi aheli and you common injury footballers atayeden etanya na nya footballers nko a obi bia wo pain bia sharp one particular place be as a honey tie or Japan most likely say stress fracture and this anaba. It's to conclude it, we'll look at how you can prevent stress fracture from actually happening in the first place. And they say we training you be modify it how coaches you be sromo edu ba bia enye training gidi na ebi won so ana ehami players nti I was working with medical team physios ne mazes na afi oji omo information kakra we players so no ube hu se na obesi ahye training ama omo na enkoye se wo overload players it's in a gradually ebi our vigorous training bia financial ase kakra na odine yede odine ram be nye se ofifie ba na gigigigi dabi esa na obe expose player ne to stress fracture normal or small stress fractures ne de enche bebre or onya nipa nya rest kakra bia within 2 to 3 weeks obetimi a start aye bibi because enu ho na casting ni e nti ama bone na start yede heal kama and after so obetimi ahye boots ne bia kan foot orthosis na insoles ayibo esan etimi di share empabo mu ma se ne be ya onan no ebetimi asim na ebia form na wo tete aso bebre na ebe absorb load ne kakra de ama and those are the ones after so na wo se odi aduane pa we make sure say we take care aduane na odi no aduane calcium won bebre any vitamin D so won bebre and after we say ka say ma enya no more mema sometimes omo menses menstrual period any omo hormones and so form a part of it it me more predispose omo to this stress fracture and so many other problems are home and then addition kakra de brain stress fracture footballers suffer a lot omo sign athletes omo tumire can suffer a lot and afi yan so ayenye athletes but ye wo ye nyuma ye gina ho ye tena ho ana say bia ye nante bebre no ye nyina ye at risk it is a unya pain bisa na bomodin ana ye de na tu ho anamo say o frɛ ya ye wo kwan ye betima fa so ye bebo oba ye betima ye assessment ama o kama na afi ya say stress fracture ye woni treatment ye betima ye de wo from enti many me colleague ba ya na je say stress fracture hon komo kakra na ye de brɛ mu no
wow na say nye say bia wo bobo nko footballers nko na nya because be one crab workout say workout no say be aerobics na mo hwehwe no so be a one time kwabo so be kakra so to say wo shine anim ho no as a wash show style be one my bow flex be one so either the right or left bones I say ho no show no necessary stress na ba ho no na mount pain no because normally one time you be a hwehwe sir
exactly yeah and say idea on time na say o be start ya e wo say e sha se free enketuam ansa na wo de akọ akesiem unya akọ sha se free akesiem pe esa stress a wo de to particular bone ne so no at that time no too much and na unaccustomed no ye nim
nipa we have no de ono be gina treadmill no so 100 meters so
o start betima start with 90 nkakra ansana o de ayede o de adru baby a o joge ansana de free baby a o joge ne de ayede e de adru baby a o yede o tumrika no me colleague physio so wa at least 1 or 2 questions be wa no so betime de kakra kan ho amaye
okay me say bibia I find there okay me say dog akna ne dey we minim bi won ma bia one mo so abese odi no so
what can bibia yes bibia say ye hu as yes what can bibia but once I only focus more on sports but sometimes so yeah mama more ejumem a mo tight na se bebre na so no yeah once one of the sides near a spine
yeah true
usually I market women bebre na tight na se bebre even with seamstresses ne tailors international and also bebre and so it me predispose you to that stress fracture.
And obia because the drivers the other dog who can go exactly. One from Accra to Nalugu. what stop you or maybe about 15 minutes be a more edidi and I say you be so use washroom and I be less or no musa. Wow. Na docs I know a basana ye bed because you know so maybe a was in the pan is a basa.
Yeah. And you know, say basana I was say utu one among because one say a stress nesana a stress fracture sana. It's easier say be treating than say be kwa complete fracture bedding e bebu every dompe so kra no.
Okay.
Akoya sa de na baby e be doing the den I say surgery. Aha. But say in that initial stages na stress fracture na say hu a to say as you saw the air cast and as a protective boot no we bet ma start with no. Now fe treatment na is simple than so bet na ho amana akwa and watching is so when you come in contact with us we have a center ya establish you focus on sports physiotherapy and all other kinds of therapy treatments yeah
so onim doc na ya Santoro ko sports Marseille physio the attacker no on ya Santoro ko ni di ejuma na onim de pa doc minim baby a obebo number bia na
yeah okay tino your facility bia me fan say available I dey share isa no na me ankasa in me fan say in conjunction with Dr. Ike the other Dr. Ike yeah Dr. Ike yeah aha it's na Ike and Dr. Ike ye nyina na ya kan ho abuma ye center no wo ahomaso
players ne no how no mu nyina so ba
yes players exactly okay. Players ne all other ya bima to amakuma say all players wo ha bia no ya start kwa ye packages bia enche de be ba ma hu all players are pese o mo ba no ya design special packages bi there
dem found ne club awo
en fa ho ne club awo
adwuma ne kotokwa na mo ye ne ba tem found say bia
exactly
ba bia na bia be so
now pese ba
rehabilitation ne
yes and then here pakike integrated physical sports therapy and fitness center anti ya therapy center and ya side gym center asia there asia aka ho enti uba your qualified physiotherapist say ya mame Kinkonu obesha kama pa as a qualified physiotherapist no obesha kama and all other services bia no so no yerenda o nti obetimi afreme 0241 28 77 25 0241 28 77 25
Wontumi
yeah and you know oba ebenya abotre ebe assess nti after assessment ni who say stress fracture ebe show kama say any other form of problem be our way to know mpemu any problem be here physiotherapy services be no we are available for you
okay there's in kwalai omo kwa brikai ebi won ma obekwana wotiso na nanum hyehyɛ pa o ya de a wam say gym de mo na ta complain wa obobo Sunday special for nyina because e ba one page na ya Wontumi into aso
you and no crap fancy
doc say number so one more time na
okay number is 0241 28 77 25 yes
okay Miss Bibi one more episode of social affairs sorry Anna okay ti Santoro ko sports Marseille doc ana hotel in cananti no sports fracture won komori be di ene enso ano pay e wo show no so nti awie no yenye na afi couple pray na ye be rap na afi ye nto aso so enfremfri supremo them say we so start joke na dey be edwe
dey bibi abe fine say ye musu study no amanti yam poso say bibi abe fine ho na yehudi ebe nti yeni nkoma kakre na mzeze ne de aye Black Stars enkomo ne ade na mzeze de updates no nyame adoma Friday ye say ye game no be baso na afia di nkomo na Inaki Williams ana afia brantie Tomata Santi wo mo etimi efremo anopa na ye di nkomo Ghana Football Association Communications Director Yera Heria Santi ede kakra etudwane nyina no say problem aba injury situation Inaki Williams omo tro dem efe no etro anase we be ba for the tro dem the efe etro mo say na problem ni situation no it's tie no ntina wɔntimi ama na director chirichie mo reason why abrantie friend is say Iñaki Williams and afi Thomas Asante womo enso free squad yenti credit to that.
Jordan is around. Antoine Semenyo is around. Daniel Ejeyu also ended his first call-up is also around. Kwabena Edu Prince is also around. Aside that, we have Fatawi Shahaku, we have Kamaldeen Sulemana, and then Ransford Collins-Doifer has also joined. So they've got varied options to choose from. So that is not going to be a problem at all.
Na Antoine Semenyo mode more El camp ano din ana se hwe ne FA League Cup oje with Man City and afi mode ma obo e Premier League no ma o say FA no o mani ajepa Ghana Football Association o me happy with the performance Antoine Semenyo eda na di ne mode ma obo yebiti area Asante kakra eno so de tudwa efa ho
to camp in a very sound mind in a boosted atmosphere. The players have welcomed him. We all congratulated him as soon as he arrived. There was a special session for him during lunchtime yesterday when he arrived, and then during training they had a special guard of honor to let him know that we appreciate the effort, whatever he's doing at Manchester City. He's had a great time since he moved from Bournemouth. He's become the talk of town. Without a doubt, one of our top players at the moment, and it couldn't have been any better, celebrating him for that feat. Yes, they are still in contention for the Premier League, currently second in the table. So once you have a player who is performing at a very, very, very top level, it's a major boost for the team. We appreciate whatever he's doing.
Black Stars and common now. Stoneboy release a nyum for Black Stars of Ghana and said no can say why nyum area Ghana and onso HSA or Bohoka or Kakabe $2,000 or so $20,000 yes and no Isika or the nyum you bet nyum kakani are a Stoneboy nyum no said the ACT how Ghana you be Jamie Torres this World Cup or Mexico, Canada, US of A.
Yeah, I'm saying anticipation. Yeah, sure. What the new face of the Blasters for yen. Most importantly, by the time we are a few months away from the World Cup, you know, and also the series of tournaments I call in recent years, and your man you know, the hopes of Ghanaians and then this time around unfortunately for us, you know. I'm back with a team. There were a lot of players that are making the headlines over Europe, unlike in previous years. So you can say, check the Nigerians, the Senegalese, our teams, team, you know, just as Ghana had back in 2006. You mentioned like Kingston, the peers, everyone had a team. Even in 2010, when Sule, Kwadwo Asamoah, we had players. I know we are very active in terms of the major trophies, you know, now a lot of them no compete and Koba as I say no acquire Antoine Semenyo. So what it means is that say Coach Otuado team are all prepared, no everything about the Blaster. I was say the end point of it, you know, every year for Semenyo feeding on it, because scoring 15 goals in the Premier League, this is the English Premiership that we are talking about. It means a lot. And the way I'm welcome no celebrating no, I feel say ni nyina no the good spirit, the bonding what team no eba when an uncle when you Kudus and so also hitting the top gear. Space. Unfortunately, Tottenham so digu and na injury also setback na abem. And from now to the World Cup and also a bit short. Send you obey me I recover any competitive games in Ibiabo. I am very sharp for the World Cup. No, that is my only concern because the last World Cup nature is individuals no in your more performance writer. Nenka bit me abwa. Because Kudus in most of the games, he was the shining light of the Blasters team. A period that we are yet to face a team, because every component, is so ready. Because now I feel who plays the right back. Ali Dimobe will be there, but most Ghanaians in here too convinced. In the who will step in. Midfield were issues kakra. Calibrinchi in the last game, Echo Ball midfield me who say indeed he's a good player. Abu Francis Beyebi, but sa injury no Konya in the friendly nature say Nanka names also okay. We have this couple of players here. The output we can then based on that say see build it a combative team there we are ready to go on also injury a concern crack. The only areas I say now I establish Fatal from the right wing Kati in matter say a lot of people raising concerns with the Jordan Ayew and in the game minutes and the performance of Leicester City. Yeah, there are players be or with the national team, they are so different. They are effective and they will get the job done. So I wouldn't want to be drawn into any argument of Jordan and he has to always be present. And we'll show Omo camp, he was the first to report. That is a sign of a good leader. And that alone can go a long way to help us. In the Blasters team, Makase say me starting players be a mobile game. Not the day active am bono. But we in free wa. Recency should tell you say Jordan Ayew the only outlet I won't say you can bet your coin on him say he will score for you. He will deliver. So Jordan being the leader, only the up front. Inaki me maka all the times. I'm not so much convinced about Inaki any the all your mind. The other wins, so baby, I share Niama, Christopher Bonsu, Bansu, Bemu, Bobby, tournament, or England, say he's another player. You may say your option are who strength in depth with Omo in terms of the wing. So maybe a problem, Kakra. I was saying here, then number 6. Where you benya party say ubenya ni A game no amine. That is where I was sure kakra. But I'm eager to watch the Stars in the 2 games here. Mobile Austria opponent so boy they will teach you a lot of football lessons. In the Austria no you may fancy Germany say on the A team but when I Austria coach at the end I in football I had a professor over Manchester United some time ago, Rafranik. So you are in for football lessons. Salisu Abaye present. He's still not available because of ACL. So you have the partnership of Jiku, whether Jerome or Poku or whoever plays, I would want to see a team. Friendly see an idea of a potential starting 11. And no more better benching the Omo Adeba national team. So on Friday we make time and watch these guys. It be more team no match, but Omo improve. If Omo send your opportunity in these 2 games, now Omo team and show any signs of improvement. And as Omo may be better than the in the last 4 years span now we deal with the Blasters now. The engineer sorry say those players do not deserve the final analysis on Beko World Cup because you can't be with a side for 4 years. Now yet means a claim for a starting bet. Now you still be around the Blasters. We mean business this time around. And this is the World Cup. If there is any chance for a nation to qualify, I will say a qualifier B because the 3rd best placed team no crano I want a chance to qualify to the next stage of the competition. It has a setback sayenya our previous tournament qualifiers a yanko for the AFCON yentimi enya qualification. I say no betimi I inspire the boys to do well for us at the Walker. That's what I'm expecting.
Well, Steve, may I say, yen find the brain afe yen rame come from Siemens Herbal. Siemens Vital by Miss Channel the capsules and a pre-kernel powder 442 formation a guy oje drone we are number go no afraid no address oh how ni or more and a better crab of us so a drone. Many abana on where